Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. I'm your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, unpacking the latest sports news in and beyond Namibian borders. And now for your latest on the hit list. A string of recent disappointing results continued in another competition for Namibia's Brave Warriors, kicking off their campaign of qualifying for the 2025 African Nations Championship under newly appointed coaches John Sikerete and Leonard Nambandi. The Namibians started off on the following Saturday's 1-0 loss to Lesotho in the Bloemfontein Stadium. Lesotho, who had previously been a thorn in Namibia's side with a head-to-head record of 4 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses, won the match thanks to Lombo Stiga Kalake's goal in the 23rd minute. The match was not broadcasted and was attended by a small group of mostly Lesotho fans in the largely empty 45,000-seat stadium. The result was met with disappointment by Namibian supporters on social media, who have also had to come to terms with their nation's recent elimination from the race in the qualifying group of, that is, the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. The CHAN competition, exclusively featuring players from clubs in each country's domestic leagues, saw Namibia exposing a new combination built largely around a core of African stars and Eshoke Chula Chula's best. Two of the prominent teams that faced each other most recently in the Hage Geingob Cup match with the new season of the Namibia Premier Football League only scheduled to start on 2 November. Namibia will now need to hit back immediately in their rematch with Lesotho on 2nd November, which will again be played at Bloemfontein Stadium, but this time regarded as Namibia's home match. The aggregate winner will progress to face Angola. In a gripping finale that combined strategy and stamina, Zambian national Dixon Phiri won his first Namibia Tennis Association Senior Masters Championship title on Saturday. Phiri, nicknamed Azzy, became the country's top-ranked male senior tennis player after winning a highly anticipated match against top seed Kendall Swartz at the Central Tennis Courts in Windhoek. The eventual winner often outmaneuvered Swartz with his crafty tactics of placing shots, and that is also put past the net, forcing relentless sprints and ultimately wearing him down. Skills tilt in Phiri's favor. The match initially seemed balanced, with Swartz leading after the first set 6-3 before Phiri got his head back in the game to dominate the second set 6-4. However, a resurfacing back injury and dwindling mobility titled the scales in Phiri's favor as the match wore on. Despite visible agony, a composed Swartz fought to keep up the pace, bending at every opportunity to rest his back. Mariette Gula was at the games and compiled this video for us.
Hi everybody, my name is Dixon Phiri Azzy. I'd like to say thank you for the sponsors who have sponsored this tournament to become possible here in Namibia. This is my first Senior Masters that I won this year, which adds up to my confidence, and I'm happy to get the finals today. I'll apparently talk about my game, how it went in the finals. My first set, I did not play like that much good. I couldn't keep up for me to play my best shots, and I was missing a lot, playing my worst game. That's what I would say, the worst game of my life, the one I played today in the first set. But in the second set, I just slowed it down and then just kept my game going so that I could like take the second set, trying to grind more, because the guy was too consistency, not making a lot of errors, played good tennis. Yeah, so that's what I'll say.
Okay, you kind of capitalize on your short balls, and is that some sort of your signature, just something you kind of like practice going into the competition?
Apparently, if you play with somebody who just grinds, you have to make some strategy and tactics and stuff. Everything has to fall into your game. I was trying to push him a little bit back, grind with my ground stroke so that he can bring me inside, then I can just put the balls away.
Okay, thanks a lot, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cool.
Hi everyone, my name is Kendall Swartz. I'm the runner-up for the Senior Masters tournament here in Windhoek. It was a very tough match. It's actually part of my preparation for the year-end tournament in Swakopmund, so I wasn't expecting too much. My fitness wasn't 100%, but I still fought and made it to the finals.
Okay, you appeared very composed out there. Would you say it was a physically taxing match for you?
Yes, no, very much. It's very hot out here. Dixon is one of the best baseliners in the country. I knew he was going to make me run. He hit a lot of drop shots. So he used a very good strategy against me. I could not put in a lot more effort. My legs were gone. My back was sore. So yeah, good ups to him for that strategy.
Right. So would you say that that's what caused you to like kind of stay back from the net?
Yes, he's also very good lobber and has great passing shots. So that didn't, bode well for me to come to the net. I knew he would get more points. So I knew I wanted to play to his backhand. His backhand is a bit weaker than his forehand. But yeah, I just ran. My tank was empty. I ran out of energy at the end.
Hello, you guys. My name is Larushka Kruger. I'm the tournament director here at the Senior Masters. We played our finals this morning, men's finals. Dixon was struggling in the start. He couldn't get his rhythm. He couldn't get the balls in. So Kendall took the first set. It was a very short set, I would say. There wasn't a lot of competition. Dixon was struggling quite a lot. But in the second set, Dixon came back. He played his game. He wasn't shying away from his game. So the second set was a very tight game. It was they were struggling to keep up. Yes, and unfortunately Kendall decided not to play the third set. His back is apparently sore, so yes, but yeah, so that means Dixon took our men's singles finals match, and we want to say well done to him because it's a very huge honor to have in this country.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
It was indeed a lovely tennis tournament there. We have now moved on, that is to cycling. The world-class credentials of elite winners Alex Miller and Vera Luce shone through as they won the inaugural Commerce 100 Gravel Bike National Championship sponsored by Holland. A tough route of 143 kilometers for the main event took riders from the Tony Russ racetrack west of Windhoek through some tough climbs up to Matchless and through flowing hills and mountains of the Kommerswoldland before turning right onto the D100 and 1972 gravel road for the final stretch to finish at NWR Crossbarman Resort. A total of 107 men and 29 women started off the full distance, of which 87 men and 26 women reached the finishing line despite the day's temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. Alex Miller, Namibia's two-time Olympian cross-country mountain biker, currently contracted by Toyota Specialized, showed why he was considered as the favorite, especially after winning South Africa's Prince George 100-meter gravel race in the Southern Cape just 7 days earlier. In a similar fashion, the relentless ultra-specialist Driekus Coetzee could always be relied on for a challenge until the end, taking second place less than 4 minutes behind Miller. Martin Freyer had particularly bad luck with various technical mishaps during the race, having to settle for 28th position after he had been the last one to stick to Miller on his winning breakaway after just 40 kilometers when Freyer got his first puncture. Andrew Pullman has compiled these videos for us.
Yeah, here with the two first ladies in this race. So Annerie Kriegel, just beaten in a sprint. So Annerie, just quickly tell us, of course, yeah, just how the race went for you.
It went well. Actually went to plan. It was nice to get away with a strong group. Definitely helped to hide in the wind a bit and have people to help you. But it was very tough and very hot, but well organized. I'll definitely be back next year.
Okay, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And of course the winner, Vera Loser. How did the race go for you?
Yeah, it was really tough for me. I mean, I came from Switzerland 2 days ago and it was cold and wet and not altitude, and then coming here is obviously a shock to the system. And Andrew rode a really, really strong race today. I think she would have definitely also deserved the win, but unfortunately for her, I'm a good sprinter, unfortunately for me. So yeah, it was a really cool, it's a beautiful course, but it's really, really hard. I think everybody that finishes this 140 kilometers today, hats off. That's impressive.
Yeah, you've been around the block a few times. So how would you rate this race among the ones that you've done?
I mean, I haven't done lots of gravel races yet, but I think of what I've seen and heard, I think this must be one of the hardest with the heat and the altitude and also the climbing, which does not justify on the profile. It's actually much harder.
So, I wasn't expecting third. We can start there. I was hoping to podium, but that was like a dream, and I guess everything sort of worked out. But it was tough, eh? I mean, especially I think because I'm one of the heavier guys, there was a lot of climbing. There's also a lot of downhills. It made it very fun. All the downhills definitely made up for all the climbing, but I mean, it was intense, and those guys, I don't think they even slowed down for 5 minutes. It was like hard from the beginning, and then it stayed like that till the very end. And I mean, I just tried giving it my all. There was a couple of very fast downhills that were very sketchy, but I mean, they were so very fun. I guess if you're stupid, they're always going to be fun.
Okay, so maybe just in short, how did you get up to this point in your cycling career, or just how did your career go up to this point?
I started, I don't know if you can call it late. The older guys might say it's perfect, but for the younger guys that are my age, I'd say it's quite late. I started when I was 18, at the end of the year, and then I did a 4-man dash. The dash was the main catalyst, and then the next year I was like, okay, let me do 2-man, and then I decided, okay, let me do solo so I can list it off like that. And then when I was training for the solo, it sort of bit me the bug, and I just continued.
What would you say is next for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to do well in the dash. I'm doing dash 2-man with Melissa Heinz, so I think we have a very good chance of podiuming and maybe, just maybe, winning it. That will be my bucket list complete, and hopefully a first race win for me. So I'm happy to start podiuming this year. Just so I'm very new to it. I think this is like my 3rd time podiuming now, so hoping to continue that streak.
Well done to the cyclists there. The Namibian Fistball women's team will depart to Argentina on 2nd November to compete in the World Championship. The World Championship will take place, that is from 7 November to 10 November in Monte Carlo in the Maison region. The last time a Namibian women's team took part in a World Cup was 18 years ago. At the time, the team placed in Jona, Switzerland, directly behind the Big Four in Fistball: Germany, Brazil, Austria and Switzerland, and fought their way to respectable 5th place. Fistball spokesperson Helmo Means said 6 of the team members come from local clubs, while the team will also be supported by Sylvia Schulz, who plays for the MR Beringen in Switzerland. Namibia will play against Colombia in the bronze group on 7 November before they battle USA in their 2nd match. After the short group phase, the crossover matches against the silver group will take place. In a case of victory, Namibia would advance to the quarterfinals. If they lose, places 9 to 11 will be played out. All matches are played according to the best out of 5 sets, Means added. Coach Olaf Bater has not announced a specific placement goal because Namibia has not played any international matches for too long, guaranteed an accurate assessment. The Black Label Social Development League, initiated by Team Apex to identify talent countrywide for the Namibian Pool and Billiard Federation, recently featured a match between Team Vortex and Das Boss at the Boiler Room in Windhoek. Das Boss won 11-5, Doran Schumann of Dasbos was named player of the match after winning all 4 frames. Despite being thrilled about his success, Schumann acknowledged the talent and skills players who participated in the competition have. There is an incredible talent here tonight. There are so many skilled players coming up to the ranks, helping to grow the sport alongside us, he said on Thursday evening. Emphasizing the importance of facilities, he said, it's venues like this that make the growth of pool and billiard possible by giving players a stage to showcase their talent and keep the sport moving forward. That is from the pool and billiard. We will now visit the marketplace, and after that we listen to an interview we did with former Brave Warriors legend Lolo Gorasep on That is Golden Oldies.
Today we are going to learn how to bake.
Welcome everyone.
Things may not always go as planned, but our technology doesn't fail. Join Paratus today. Paratus, always prepared.
Speaking of legends, we will have That is Lolito Lolo Gorasep with an interview we did that is on Golden Oldies. And after that, Ario Hart will be on standby, that is to take us through some of the latest international news. We understand that Erik ten Hag, Manchester United coach, has been sacked. The club released a statement as well. So it's definitely a lot going on in the world of sport. From me, Jesse Jackson, Kauraitha, good evening. Welcome to the show, Lolito Lolo Gorasep, one of the players that played with the class of 98. Well, before that you actually played, but I mean, always remembered for the class of 98, a very, very solid team from front to back. And you were obviously one of the orchestrators of things in the middle of the park. Lolito, it has been quite a number of years since you hung up your boots, but what would you say are one of the most memorable moments of your period of playing football?
Thank you, Jesse. I would take back our first match against Bafana Bafana, South Africa, at the Independence Stadium as one of the highlights of my football career, because I believe that day we liberated Namibia on a sporting field by beating South Africa.
Well, going into that day as a player, how nervous were you?
Amazing emotions. And of course, you know, they were the champions of Africa. So facing the mighty Bafana Bafana, there were mixed emotions, and we were not nervous, but we were very confident. And we delivered that day, and it was a packed house with our founding father, Dr. Sam Nyoma, Dr. Hifikepunye Pohamba, Dr. Hake Geingob, all 3 presidents of Namibia. They were present, and the whole cabinet, parliament, the whole nation. So that day is a historic day in the history of Namibian football, and I'm just humbled and proud that I was part and being able to play for my country and win that match.
Okay, Lolito, going back into those years, who would you say was a player you looked up to at that time, during that time?
In the team or before as an icon?
In a team as well, and as an icon.
My icon was Lucky Basuga Richter. He recently passed away. May his soul rest in peace. He was my icon because his self-confidence, his skill and his aura really inspired me to also motivate me to play like him. But in the team, you know, you have a lot of characters, a lot of different players with different skills and technical abilities. And I would like to dedicate the whole team of players that I played with, because each and everyone brought a different dimension to our team. So I think it was a solid brotherhood and a camaraderie that we had.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, who were your tough opponents or players that you have actually played against during that time?
Yeah, when I started playing in the top league in Namibia, the opponent that I was the toughest for me was Salatiel Injao. We called him Stimela. It was, I think, the most formidable, aggressive defender of my time when I started playing. So, but I had my duels with him, and I could rise and compete with Stimela and Injao. I think that's a proud memory also.
Yes. Looking at goals, is there any goal that you definitely still remember that you probably scored in your career that still stands up there? And against what was it?
It would be the hat-trick, the 3 goals I scored against Benin at Independence Stadium in 1999. We were behind with 2 goals in the first leg, and we came back to beat Benin 8-2. It was also the highest score that Brave Warriors in Namibia ever scored, and I scored the 3 goals in the first half, the quickest hat-trick. There are only 2 guys who scored hat-tricks, Rasundara Chikudu and then Lolo Gorasev. It's a memorable moment in the history of goal scoring, and I think it was a beautiful experience.
Okay. Today we sit here with a lot of situations. We won't speak about the situations, but what would your wishes be in terms of football? Where do you want to see football as a nation or as a team like the Brave Warriors and all?
First of all, I would like the current stalemate and situation at Namibian Football Association, that we would elect a new EXCO that would lead us in terms of the way forward, with the support of CAF and FIFA and COSAFA. And for the Brave Warriors, we have amazing talent of players. As you can see, Peter Shalulile, Dion Hoto, how they are doing, and even Sanata Coleman in Turkey. So we have a pool of amazing talent, but the current situation is not helping us much. And I would like us to overcome that, so that our players can really represent our country and also export their talent to the best leagues in the world.
Okay, Lolito, one of the things that I wanted to know, have you passed on your skills? Perhaps do you have anyone that you say that these are my genes and they are actually talented as I am?
Yeah, of course, not my genes, but of course from my father's genes, because he was also a captain of the national team. I have my brother Awilo Stefanus, and also my son Jivon Lolito Boyce, who is currently playing for Black Africa. But I would say that the inspiration that I've left as a legacy all over Namibia, it has inspired a lot of young players. I would like to dedicate that as my legacy, not only in my bloodline, but many players that I've inspired. Some of them have the name of Lolo Gorasev.
Yes, there's indeed a lot that are called Lolito.
So that is something that I'm proud of.
Okay, thank you so much, Lolito.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with Formula One racing news. Exciting season in 2024. There's only 5 races left in the season, very competitive in the Constructors division of the championship. At the moment it is McLaren that leads on 566 points. It is Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri doing well for McLaren. In second position at the moment it is Ferrari, 537 points, 29 points behind, so it's not many points in it with 5 races to go. And then it is Red Bull, 512 in third position. Red Bull battling this year. They won the Constructors' Championship the previous year. It is mainly because Sergio Perez is really battling for Red Bull. Also Max Verstappen battling at the moment. It was in the Mexico Grand Prix, Max Verstappen in 6th position, Sergio Perez in 17th position. But on the points table, it's still Max Verstappen leading on 362 points, but Sergio Perez down in 8th position. Just 150 points so far for him. That makes a difference at the moment. In the single, in the individual category, it is Max Verstappen still leading. He's got 362, just 47 points ahead of Lando Norris on 315. So it is also very close and competitive with 5 races to go. The next one will be this coming weekend. It will be on the 3rd of November. It will be the Interlaken Grand Prix, or it will be the Brazilian Grand Prix rather. That will be at Interlaken in Sao Paulo. On to tennis news, and it was a good performance by Jack Draper of Australia. He's the biggest title of his career that he won. He won the Erste Bank Open, that was the Vienna Open, they call it also. He beat Russian Karen Khachanov in the final, 6-4, 7-5, and the biggest win for Jack Draper, the first time that he won a tournament, the ATP 500 tournament. Earlier in the year, he won the ATP 250 tournament, and that was in Stuttgart. Good performance by him now. He's in the top 20 on the world rankings. In fact, he will be number 15 in the world when the new world rankings come out this week. And to close off today's international sports news, it is rugby news. The South African Springbok rugby team preparing for the European tour, and it is 3 games that they will play in Britain. It will be the 10th of November against Scotland, the 16th of November against England, and then the 23rd of November against Wales. Some injury concerns still of Frans Malherbe, the tight end prop. He injured his ankle against the Glasgow Warriors for the Stormers the past weekend, but he's going to go on tour, and the first assessment is that in a week or 2 he might be ready to play in the internationals. Earlier also Damian Willemse, the Stormers fullback, he injured his groin against the Glasgow Warriors. He's out of the tournament, being replaced by Cameron Hanekom. He's the 8th man. He is from the Bulls. That's the international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.